We're in Chicago's Edgewater neighborhood. We're on Peterson Avenue across from Rose Hill Cemetery. And here at 1900 West Peterson is our subject for this Made in Chicago, the Gast Monument Company. They are Chicago's oldest, having been in business since 1880. And what they are is artists in stone. Come on inside and I'll show you what I mean. This is the showroom here, and really, as you look around, it is more like an art gallery. They've got some of the monuments displayed here and all these little statues. These are actually half-size models that will be eventually carved in granite. Now, this is Tom Gast, who's one of the company owners and fifth generation?
That's right, fifth generation.
Now, everything here is custom made.
That's right.
There's no assembly line here.
That's correct.
Tell me about these little statues.
Well, what you see in the room are half-scale models of pieces that we've made through the years. When we carve them in granite, they'll be twice the size of what you see here displayed in the room.
And every one of these is, there's no stock patterns you work from.
Everything that we do, we draw it out. We're much like an architect in which we design the piece on paper first, and then we'll have it cut to size and polished at the quarry. It comes to our place here in the shop, and then we will then do the finishing work, such as the lettering and carving here at our shop.
Now, the proper term is not tombstones, it's...
No, these are monuments. Memorials.
Okay. And now there's some over on the other side, there's some interesting, I think you call them markers, the little flat stones.
Right, grave markers.
And there's pictures on them.
That's right.
Let's go take a look at
Okay.
those. So these are designed to go flat on the ground?
Yes, these are grave markers that are meant to be set lawn level in the cemetery. Families will come in and from this select the different colors of granite and different designs. We like to encourage to create a new design for a family.
Yeah, none of them are alike.
No, personalization is what we want to achieve. Each person in their life was an individual. We want the marker to be also creative and to tell a story about that individual.
Speaking of individuals, is this a new trend to put sort of photographic reproductions on the stones?
It is a new trend in the sense that it's etched into stone. The idea of a portrait is actually an old idea that goes back over 100 years. They were done in ceramic.
Right.
But now we're able to do them etched directly into the granite.
One couple memorialized themselves not only with a ceramic photo reproduction, but if you look closely at the hairstyle of the angel statue that anchors the monument, you will see that it matches the hairstyle of the woman in the photo. Another couple who were avid chess fans adorned their final resting place with king and queen chess pieces carved in stone. Like Tom Gast said, every Gast monument is unique, no two are alike. Gast is the cream of the crop in the monument business. Their work has graced the covers of several trade publications many times. More than a dozen of these are displayed on a wall in the office area. Bert Gast, Tom's father, has graced a few covers himself. He is the nationally known Dean of Monument Designers. Bert learned his craft at the Memorial Art School in Barre, Vermont. He has been teaching memorial design for many years. His own family monument is already in place and is a true work of the monument designer's art. It incorporates the themes of faith, hope, and love.
When we're doing this, we're writing history. We're historians. Every stone we put out is a bit of history. And we realize here when we do this is that the stones are going to be there 300 years, no question. Maybe 3,000 for all I know. But it's granite and it has no deterioration factor that we're aware of. So it's important to us that that's going to reflect us and reflect on the person who said it, and think in terms of that. When he's dead, his children are dead, and they're dead, everybody's gone. The work he has done in his life period sits out there in a cemetery, the same as it was when it was first built. It's an amazing thing.
There are certain characteristics of a Gast monument. One of their innovations, like this monument in dark granite, integrates planters that are neatly fitted and built into the sides of the main stone. The massiveness of the form combines with a simplicity that gives it a commanding permanence that creates a kind of immortality in stone. The same basic shape in a lighter colored granite also seems to have a rightness to it. The light and dark colors can be combined to form a niche that makes a piece of statuary really stand out.
This is a drawing, and before we carve the stone, we have to first make a drawing, much like an architect does that when he plans his house. we have to plan the monument. And so here we've done a scale drawing of how the piece would look.
And the planters are these little
The planters are here, right, and they're set into the stone.
And you even have drain holes in them.
That's right. The water's got to go somewhere.
Yeah. So this is almost like building a little house.
That's correct.
Yeah. We're back here in the shop now, and this is where all the artistic work turns pieces of granite into monuments. And this is the department that is, as Jim Gast says, this is my shop. He's in charge back here. You do a lot of things here the way you did them probably several generations ago.
Yes, we do. We like to hand draw, hand cut, and we design our own pieces. All our monuments, our larger pieces, are all original work. We don't copy, we don't repeat our larger pieces.
That's the fun in this, isn't it?
That's the fun in this.
Yeah.
That's why I still enjoy doing this.
Yeah. Now, tell me about this. This is a new stone, but it looks like an old stone.
It's an old replica of a colonial style marker. It's for Augustus Newman Dickens. And he was the brother of Charles Dickens, and we wanted to replicate the style from back that era.
Is he buried around here?
He's buried up at Graceland Cemetery.
Ah, okay. And who's having this made?
He was an organization, a Dickens organization, that assigned us to do this job for them because the grave has never been marked before.
Jim runs the shop with only 2 other artisans helping him. The 3 of them turn out an amazing amount of work. Rodney Thompson learned his craft in Arkansas, where he grew up. He's been at it since 1990. How do you learn to do this stuff?
Just come natural to some people. It's sort of an art form that once you get into it, if you like it, you'll spend time learning to do it.
Walter Slabecki learned stone carving at a school in his native Poland. He worked as a skilled artisan in Poland, but the only job he could find after coming to the United States was in a nursing home. That's where the Gast family found him.
My start in the United States was like caregiver, and later I am looking for other job and find this.
Yeah. So they found you here at Gast, and you're much happier, I think, being a stone carver than a caregiver, huh?
It's different.
Walter is working on another unusual Gast product, old tombstone reproductions. This is one of a pair of old stones from a cemetery in Ohio. The marble originals date back more than a century and were nearly unreadable. The reproductions will be made of granite that will not wear away. The second stone is covered with a stencil and awaiting sandblasting. The stencil was made from a rubbing of the original stone. This does not look like the world's most clear rubbing.
It's not the world's most clear rubbing. In fact, we had a very difficult time reading the lettering and the letter style, so we had to come up with something that was close. That's what we've done here from here.
And up here in this little photograph, you can't see much on that either.
No, you can't. The customer took a photograph of the 2 marble slabs that are up there, and you can see, you can tell by the photo and the rubbing that everything was just very difficult to read.
Yeah. The stencils made from the old rubbings are of rubberized material. Letters are cut out, exposing the granite surface. The sandblaster eats into the exposed granite, but the grit bounces off the rubberized material, leaving the surface underneath unblemished. It takes a deft touch with the sandblaster not to blast through the rubber, ruining the entire stone. Jim Gast obviously has that deft touch. The same sandblasting technique is used to create many other effects here at Gast, everything from a rough background to make letters stand out, to this weeping angel that displays still another facet of the memorial maker's art. You won't find a label on a Gast monument, but people who know their monuments can spot them anywhere in the cemetery. It's the shape, the workmanship, but most of all, the artistic design. Very much like they did way back in 18...
Wait a minute. You're talking about 1880?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. This is our time now. We do things much better.
They do them better now. So if it's a Gast, you'll know it's made in Chicago!